millions in sunken treasure. Starring Joanne Drew, model, New York, Paris, fortune hunter.
A real gold coin. What is it?
Spanish doubloon. Here's its twin.
And if I go along?
A four-way split.
Look at that double chin. That's all I see when I look in this. Oh. Hey, everybody. Hey, welcome to another new IMO reviews. IMO 3D reviews. I think I'm going to go back and change all my videos that are 3D. Instead of just being IMO reviews and then the name 3D, I'm going to make it IMO 3D reviews. I think that might be a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? A little more understanding of what I'm going to talk about. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So it's, welcome, hey everybody, welcome to another edition of IMO 3D Reviews. Tonight I watched, well this afternoon actually, I was so, oh my God, I was so entertained by this movie. And I'm going to put this right up front. If you don't like movies that are older, you know, like from the 1950s or the 1960s, if they're too slow for you, or they are just like boring, you know, screw you. You know, screw you. If you're a film fan, you should watch everything. And I had the pleasure today, notes, I had the pleasure today to watch the newly released Blu-ray Kino edition from the 3D Film Archives, what the hell is it called? September Storm. Folks, I don't do this on purpose. It just happens. It cracks me the F up. Oh my God. September Storm. That's what I'm watching. Look at that artwork. That artwork is amazing. I believe that's from the original poster artwork. You know, you got some girl and a guy underwater and a shark's attacking them, and it's kind of like that. This movie is one of those lost films, especially a lost 3D film from 1960, which was shot in 3D. And was screened at a few theaters in the 3D process, and then lost, and then it was just like gone. And it might have played a few like midnight showings on the late show, but I think it was permanently lost. I think it was gone because when the 3D Film Archives were looking for it, they were able to find and they basically, the way they remastered this thing is they asked kind of for supporters and for donors to give them some money to restore this film, this classic. I got a thing here that I got to push down. Why am I telling you that? But this film has been totally restored by the 3D Film Archives, not only in 3D, but in visual picture. I believe this is one of those Technicolor films. It's 2.35 to 1. It is so beautifully vibrant in its colors. All I gotta say is I had a great time, just like I did with some of the past films like The Bubble and Inferno and House of Wax. All of these remastered by the 3D Film Archive, supervised, I believed all of them were supervised by a gentleman called Robert Furmanek, or Bob Furmanek. I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I apologize. But every time one of these movies is released, Kiss Me, Kate, every time one of these movies is released, it's a must-buy, because the 3D that was in the 50s and the 60s, they knew what the hell they were doing. They were compositing some beautiful shots. They had things, not so much pop-outs, although, you know, there was some gimmicks like House of Wax and Inferno with the snake and everything coming out of the screen. But it was just beautiful. Oh, Inferno, the whole fire scene at the end is pretty amazing. But we're talking about September Storm. It has the actors, the beautiful Joanne Drew, Mark Stevens, who I don't know in much, but he's a manly man. Manly man. How do you handle a hungry man? The manhandlers. You new people don't know, but that was like the ad, the 30-second ad for Hungry Man dinners. If you go through the Frozen section of Jewel or someplace and you'll see Hungry Man dinner, that was the ad. How do you handle a hungry man? The manhandlers.
How do you handle a hungry man? The manhandlers.
Who else? Asher Dan. Asher Dan plays, I believe, Carlos is his name. Who else? Who else? Oh, Robert Strauss. Oh my God. The main reason I was so hooked with this movie is because of Robert Strauss. Robert Strauss, you'll see right here. Right here, I'm going to put a photo of him. Right here, around here. I'm going to put a photo of him. You instantly recognize that guy. He's been on every television show. He's been a character actor on so many movies. Geez, television shows, The Munsters, Beverly Hillbillies, Bewitched, Green Acres, Bonanza. He's been everywhere. And if you grew up in the 60s like I did, you knew him from television. You might not have known his name, just like Mel Cooley from the Dick Van Dyke show. Richard Deacon. You might not have known his name was Richard Deacon, but you knew, oh, that's that bald guy from Dick Van Dyke show. Well, this is that tough guy. The Monkees. He was in the Monkees. He always kind of plays like a heavy or a gangster or something like that. He's in this movie. And when I saw him, and he has not a little role, he's one of the leads, one of the 4 leads. It was so entertaining to watch it, just to watch him and the other actors and the storyline as it goes along. It was a great experience. The 3D is pretty phenomenal. They shot it in 3D. It's one of those 1950s, 1960s 3D films where they don't do the gimmick, but they set a style to the 3D, and it just immerses you. It's not window boxed. I'll have to say that. It ain't like now, those garbage movies that Disney, those Avengers and things like that come out, where it's all window box and nothing comes out of the screen. It's better than that. The separation is, well, those are converted. This was really shot in 3D. This was just beautiful to watch. It concerns a group of people that get together to look for some gold coins from a sunken ship, and there's some plot twists, and there's some betrayal, and then there's some making up, which is really weird. There's a scene where a guy is getting murdered by one of the 4 characters, and then in like a couple seconds, it's like, yeah, well, shake hands. We're okay. Don't worry. Yeah, we'll just go on with our search, and everything's fine. Yeah, I didn't mean to murder you anyway. Yeah. It's just so weird. But, you know, I guess they had to move the story along in 1960 for this. But there are a lot of great underwater shots in 3D. Of course, they shot it all in 3D. How many times am I going to say that? But there's a lot of underwater stuff, which is great because you'll see a leaf or you'll see some kind of fish or a bubble come right up real close to the screen, and you're watching it going, wow, this is great. Oh, what is that thing that just moved by? You know, so those that aren't watching in 3D, you're going to miss that. But if you have a 3D set, I swear, if you're a 3D fan and you have a 3D set at home, a theater at home, or just a 3D TV, anything from the 3D film archives, you must get. Whether you hate older films or not, there was a heyday, there was a time when they knew what they were doing with 3D. And thanks to the 3D Film Archive, they are going out there finding these films and restoring these films and releasing them to us fans on Blu-ray. And gosh, this is one of the latest releases. There are 2 more coming right now that I know from the 3D Film Archive. There's a movie called Ceasefire, which is a war film. I believe it's World War II. Don't call me on that, but it could be World War I. But they actually shot war scenes in 3D. And then there's another movie called Those Redheads from Seattle, which I'm not, neither one of those I don't know anything about, but I will be, those are instant purchases because I know that the 3D is going to be fantastic. The remastering from the 3D Film Archives are going to do ecstatic, perfect work on those for the home viewing. This September Storm disc has a couple of extras. It has there's an Asher Dan interview. The guy who plays, I believe it's Carlos. I think it's Carlos. There's an interview in 3D. There is there's a short that originally played in 1960 before this movie, which was a stop-motion animated film called Sam Space, which is kind of bizarre and weird and short and doesn't go anywhere.
I think it's a space island.
And then there's Harmony Lane, which I didn't know much about, but I think fleeting going through the Blu-ray.com, which everybody should go to and read the reviews and stay in the forums, get in the forums and watch everybody's talking in the forums. Harmony Lane, I believe, is like a short film that was shot in 3D. I don't know what it's about, anything that it's about, but it's on here, and I'm going to watch it after I shut down this. I'm going to watch Harmony Lane. I watched Sam Space before the movie, of course, just like it was in the 60s. And but anyway, yeah, I just wanted to do a little review on another. I think I did one on Kiss Me Kate. I think I did. I don't know if I did one on Inferno, but anyway, I'm gonna. Oh, I did one on It Came from Outer Space. Definitely, that's another one they remastered. That's freaking I was gonna say phenomenal and fantastic, all in one word. Freaking phenomenal, fantastic. Again, I'll just say it one more time. The 3D Film Archive. Look them up, 3dfilmarchive.com, and watch what they've done. Read all the history of 3D. Check out everything they're planning on releasing, and buy everything they do, especially if you're a 3D aficionado, if you have a 3D home setup in your home, theater setup in your home, or even if you don't have a 3D setup, just pick up these movies anyway because they are classic films of the golden age, and they should be supported and appreciated by everybody. So those youngins, those new people that, I don't want to watch the movie because it's black and white, this is boring, nothing's happening. Screw you people, watch the movies, watch them. If you're a movie fan, if you say you're a movie fan and you love these movies, watch everything, watch everything. 3D Film Archive, Channel Donstar, Old Roger D, doing an IMO 3D review. Bang, bang. Kiss, kiss, bang, bang, you're dead. We'll see you in the next video. All right, everybody. Bye. What's that? Go away, go away. I need